Welcome to Lumerical's product licensing video. In this video, we will review the basics of Lumerical's product licensing. Lumerical provides two license types, namely floating and node licenses. For floating licenses, any user can access the license as long as they are using a computer connected to the network. The licenses are managed by the FlexNet License Manager, installed on one of the computers in the network. Our software can be installed on all of the computers in the network. By default, access to licenses is quite open, and a user using any computer in the network can access the license. If necessary, additional restrictions can be applied, such as blocking particular users. Floating licenses are available for Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems. The second license type is the node license. This license cannot be shared among other users or computers connected on the same network. Node licenses can only be used on one computer by one user at a time. This is the default license type for trial and training licenses, and is not available for Linux systems. Both types of license, however, allows one user on one computer to run the design software. When the software starts, it will try to check out a node license. If there are no node licenses, it will request for the license from the FlexNet License Manager defined in the license configuration utility. As explained in the product components video, our products are composed of two main components: the graphical design environment, or the CAD, and the non-graphical simulation engine. Each component requires the corresponding license. The CAD license allows one user on one computer to run the graphical environment. With one CAD license, a user on a computer can open one or multiple instances of the design environment. This allows viewing and comparing several simulation files at the same time. To determine the number of CAD licenses, you will need to consider the number of users that will access the design environment component at the same time. If there are two simultaneous users, then you will probably want to have two CAD licenses. Next, we have the solver, or engine component. The engine behaves similarly as the CAD. Each engine license allows a user to run one or multiple simulations on a single computer. These licenses also support distributed parallelism. For example, you can run a simulation in parallel using multiple cores and multiple processors with a single license on one computer. To determine the number of engine licenses, consider the number of computers that will be used to run your simulations at the same time. Extra engines basically allow you to increase the job throughput using concurrent parallelism, in other words, running multiple jobs at the same time. There are two main use cases for using extra engines. First, an office environment where you have a few spare workstations in the local network. In this case, you probably want one engine per workstation. The second case is when you have access to a high-speed cluster on a different network. In this case, simply consider the number of simultaneous simulations that you want to run. For more information on these use cases, see the other videos on using extra engines. When deciding how many engine licenses to purchase, remember that each full license includes an engine license. Now, let us consider this example. We have one user that wants to run Lumerical's design software on his desktop. He also has 4 other workstations available to run simulations. All computers are connected to the same office network. In this scenario, he'll purchase one full product floating license, which includes a CAD and an engine license. The floating license allows him to share the licenses among the other computers in the network. Plus, he'll purchase 4 extra engine licenses. All of the licenses will be hosted on a single license manager. The license manager can be installed on any computer in the network. In this example, it is installed on one of the workstations. Next, the software, such as FTTD solutions, will be installed on all of the computers. Typically, this user will run the CAD application on his desktop. When the CAD starts, It will communicate with the license manager to check out the license to open the design environment. Each of the 5 computers will also communicate with the license manager to check out the license to run the simulation engine. With 5 engine licenses, he'll be able to run up to 5 simultaneous simulations on all 5 computers at the same time. For further information on Lumerical's licensing models, please visit our knowledge base at kb.lumerical.com.